Three dark wings burst out from Lucifer's back. Lucas was surprised by what was happening. His mouth hanging open as the feathers of Lucifer's dark wings fell to the ground. Lucifer extended his wings, attacking Lucas and sending him flying, while he turned around and stood in front of the Lord. Lucas landed on one knee. He raised his hands to protect himself from the shock wave, not realizing what it was. Lucifer stood opposite the Lord, his wings covering him, while he said that the Lord did not even want to find out who would win in a battle between them. Lucifer frowned. He was angry as never before, because it turned out that the Lord was even more arrogant than him. Eyes and a mouth appeared on the Lord's face, after which he said with a smile that it was not arrogance, but satisfaction with his own existence. The eyes and mouth disappeared from the Lord's face. Lucifer and Lucas listened as the Lord said that from the very beginning he had no idea of cooperating with anyone other than his brothers. The Lord looked at Lucas, shocked by his words, and said that he hoped that this would clear up any misunderstandings between them. The Lord extended his hand, inviting Lucas to join the battle against Lucifer. At this time, his life force protruded from Nozdok's eyes, nose, and jaw. The shaman stood, forming a magic circle and using it to suck the life force from Nozdok's body. Ivan opened his mouth in shock, as did Shuei standing next to him. His essence amazed them. Shuei stood with his mouth open, saying that death itself gave life to Nozdok. But this created a paradox. It turned out that death denied itself. Nozdok opened his jaw wide, gathering his divine power while the life force was sucked out of his body. The shaman could no longer hold the circle and crossed her arms in front of her, defending herself from Nozdok's attack. Nozdok spread his arms to the sides, directed his energy attacks at the shaman and threw her away. Ivan picked up the shaman and kept her from falling to the ground. The shaman looked at Ivan and thanked him. Isabella, Shuei, and Ivan looked up as they noticed black smoke starting to come out of Nozdok again. The shaman broke away from Ivan's grip and ran to Nozdok, wanting to suppress his divine power. She asked others to wait for the end of her spell. Ivan looked at Nozdok and nodded to the shaman. Snow turned and looked at the shaman and nodded to her. Snow grabbed the hilt of her sword and took a stance. Streams of ice and fire flew towards Nozdok. Fire mixed with ice crashed into Nozdok's body, causing him to curse. Ivan flew up to Nozdok, raising his hand to strike. Ivan delivered a powerful blow to Nozdok's head with his fist. Next, the warrior kicked Nozdok's jaw. Ivan clasped his palms together and raised them to strike. With a cry, he decided to hit Nozdok. Ivan's powerful blow sent Nozdok's body to the ground. The collision with the ground raising clouds of dust into the air. Nozdok lay on the ground looking at Ivan and grinning at his actions. The ground under Nozdok was crushed and split. Shuvei flew up to Nozdok's body and, once above him, extended his hand, from which a mechanism extended. Even behind Shuvei's back wings and cannons were extended. An explosion of enormous power covered Nozdok and Shuvei. Shuvei looked around and exclaimed when he noticed something. Nozdok ran out of the clouds of dust and smoke, heading towards the shaman. Ivan grabbed Nozdok's hand, blocking his path. Ivan clenched his teeth, trying to stop Nozdok's advance by clinging to him with his hands. Ivan's body trembled. He clenched his teeth tighter due to the enormous power of Nozdok. Nozdok began to press Ivan, asking whether Ivan thought that he could suppress him by force. Isabella, seeing this, stretched out her hands using support magic. Ivan's body was enveloped by Isabella's mana, giving him strength. He stopped trembling and unclenched his jaw. Ivan clasped Nozdok's bony hand with even greater force and thanked Isabella at the same time calling her a redhead. Ivan knocked Nozdok to the ground with his newfound strength. Ivan held Nozdok by the throat while he cursed him. But Ivan did not pay attention to this, saying that he did not fight alone and behind him there was always a comrade in arms who would help at the right time. Ivan looked at Isabella standing behind her, who stretched out her arms using support magic. After which he asked Nozdok if he could entrust his back to the Lord. Ivan, with a wild smile on his face, raised his hand to strike, verbally pointing out the difference between him and Nozdok. Nozdok lay on the ground looking at Ivan, who said that although he did not know the answer to his question, he knew something else, that they must destroy them. Nozdok extended his hand, forming a sphere of dark energy at the tip of his finger. The shell hit Isabella's chest and went right through. Isabella's eyes widened in shock. Ivan, who saw this, was horrified, his mouth falling open due to fear and anxiety. Blood gushed out from the wound on her chest, and Isabella's body began to fall onto her back. Snow and Shaman shuddered in horror, their mouths and eyes wide open. Snow and Shaman ran to Isabella's body, shouting her name. Snow sat down next to Isabella and covered the wound with her hand. She began screaming at Isabella, asking her to wake up. Isabella opened her eyes with difficulty. Barely opening her eyes, Isabella looked away from herself. She looked at Frey's body around which a barrier had been erected. Frey's body inside the barrier kept twitching. Suddenly, Frey's eyes opened and glowed with a bright light. At this time, Lucas in the demon world raised his head and started screaming like a madman. Lucifer and Lord turned, fixing their gazes on Lucas, who began to rage with mana around him. He screamed, and his hands kept turning around. Lucas encolheu os dentes. Ao renascer como um ser transcendente, ele iria fazer todos se renderem.
Lucifer was shocked by what he saw. He stood motionless, denying the possibility of this. The Lord, on the contrary, stood motionless because he was absolutely calm. He called Luke as a friend who had joined the elite club of incomprehensible entities. A predatory smile appeared on the Lord's face. Lucifer, raising his hand, rushed towards Lucas, cursing and berating himself for not killing him in the first meeting. Suddenly, one of Lucifer's wings was destroyed. The energy attack, destroying everything in its path, rushed into the sky. Lucifer screamed in pain. He closed his eyes, not understanding how Lucas could destroy his wings. Lucifer looked at Lucas, who stood in a fighting stance, trying to understand how he did it. At this time, a smile appeared on the Lord's face and one eye. He welcomed Lucas to join the club. Lucas, growling like a wild animal, rushed towards the Lord. The Lord stood watching Lucas approach. Suddenly, a barrier appeared in front of Lucas' face, causing him to stop. The Lord imprisoned Lucas in the spatial sphere of space. Now Lucas was like a wild animal imprisoned in a cage. Lucifer, who had fallen to the ground, began to rise. He finally understood what the Lord, who was standing in front of the imprisoned Lucas, was going to do. Lucifer clenched his jaw. From the very beginning, the Lord wanted to devour Lucas. This realization infuriated him. While examining the rocks of hell, Lucifer said that he felt traces of the presence of demigods. Lucifer immediately accused the Lord of lying, because he said that he had sent his brothers to the world of people, but he did not believe that Dro would not have noticed this. Lucifer looked at the Lord, who had a truly terrible smile on his face, causing primordial fear. It turned out that the Lord had absorbed all his brothers, his blood brothers. The Lord, with a crazed smile on his face, snapped his fingers, attacking Lucifer with compressed air and destroying one of his wings. The remains of the wing flew to the ground while Lucifer screamed in pain. The Lord began to approach Lucifer, talking about the memories he received by absorbing others. As the enraged Lucas tried to destroy the dimensional barrier, the Lord said that when he absorbed Rhea after she went into hibernation and began using her powers to heal other demigods, he suddenly understood. Lucifer raised his head looking at the Lord who stood in front of him. The Lord continued to talk about his memories, saying that he did not just receive Rhea's memories. It was his own memory erased at someone's whim. Then he realized that every demigod was only a part his. The Lord raised his hands and looked at them. He said, smiling, that in order to restore his memory, it turned out that all he needed was to gather all his brothers together and imprison them again in his body. Lucifer, looking at the Lord, said that this is why he saved the life of Frey, who was only a distraction for the Lord. The Lord turned his head and nodded at Lucifer's words. He praised him, saying that Lucifer was not mistaken, because the greatest particle of the Lord was contained in Lucas. Looking at Lucas, who was trying to destroy the barrier with his blows, the Lord said that contacting him when Lucas was a human caused only inconvenience. So he planned to awaken his powers and bring him to a transcendental, inhuman level. In truth, the Lord thought that it was Lucifer's actions will become the trigger for this awakening. Lucifer held his wounded wings and knelt down looking at the Lord. The Lord approached the barrier with Lucas inside. He continued to hit the barrier, trying to destroy it. The Lord admitted that he would never have thought that the trigger for Lucas' transformation would be a girl from this world, who, in fact, is nothing of herself. The smile on the Lord's face stretched, becoming predatory. People never ceased to amaze him. At this time, Frey's body lying in the barrier kept shaking. Snow, seeing Isabel close her eyes again, was horrified and began screaming her name. The shaman pushed Snow away, shouting at her to leave Isabella to her. A yin-yang magic circle began to form in the air. The shaman crouched in front of Isabella and cast her spell, a circle of purple mana forming around the upper half of her body. Snow was happy, looking at the shaman, because if she manages to ward off death from Isabella in the same way as she did with Nozdok, then Isabella will survive. The shaman, sitting with her eyes closed, said that the nature of people is a little different than that of the demigods. She could not pull off the same trick with Isabella and reverse death. It was just a temporary measure. Ivan, who was sitting on Nozdok, raised his fist to strike. He swore, deciding to kill Nozdok. Suddenly, Nozdok's tentacle grabbed Ivan's neck. Nozdok wrapped his tentacles around Ivan's torso and neck, lifting him into the air. Nozdok began to get up, asking who was going to kill whom here. Ivan held the tentacles on his neck, trying to tear them off, but internally he cursed. His strength was not enough, because the spell had broken. Now he could not fight Nozdok at full strength. From the body of the risen Nozdok, his divine power gushed out. Looking at Ivan and the others, Nozdok, whose divine power enveloped him, called him one of the lowest. Returning to hell, we see the Lord smiling as he looked at Lucas, screaming and roaring in the barrier like a wild animal. The Lord wished for Lucas to quickly return to his normal state. Lucifer gritted his teeth as the Lord said that he now has someone who possesses the body of the Dragon Lord, and also the body of Lucas Troman himself. Putting this together, he will complete his plan. The Lord looked at Lucifer, who was sitting, saying that it was he who won this match. Lucifer was furious and shouted, ordering Drow to return to the demon world. Lucifer's pupil shrank when Drow refused to do his bidding. Drow, who had a cut on his cheek, asked Lucifer for forgiveness. Drow held Apostle Nozdok by the throat and lifted his body. He told Lucifer that everything was going according to Iris's plan. Drow, looking at the Apostle, told Lucifer how Iris told him that the Lord would offer him service and that he should use this to destroy an important part of Nozdok, his apostle. Drow imagined the battle between Nozdok and the group. Nozdok held Ivan with his tentacles while attacking Shuhei with energy bursts in the air, and Shaman and Snow sat near Isabella's body trying to heal her. Kalted's head trembled in pain as Drow squeezed his throat with even more force. Drow, on Iris's orders, found Nozdok's messenger. Lucifer opened his mouth in shock as he listened to Drow tell him that he knew that at one time it was Lucifer who infiltrated Kalted as his informant to the demigods, and even allowed him to become an apostle of one of them. Well, he played a little trick to find out about his location. Lucifer clenched his jaw. He asked why Drow carried out Iris's orders if he betrayed her. Drow in response asked if this surprised him. Wasn't betrayal his specialty? Drow looked at Kalted, saying that Lucifer is very far from Iris in terms of betrayal. Drow tore Kalted's head into small pieces that scattered throughout the area. At this time, Nozdok suddenly stopped moving. His gaze became clouded. Shuhei looked up at the sky, not understanding why the dark fog of Nozdok began to dissipate. The Nozdok fell to the ground. Its tentacles released Ivan's body, and he was able to calmly breathe in the air. Massaging his throat with his hand, Ivan, turning blue from lack of oxygen, asked about what was happening. The whole group turned their gaze to the crouched Nozdok, realizing that he had fallen into hibernation. The Lord approached Lucifer, saying that his friend did not listen to him at all. Veins appeared on Lucifer's face. He was angry as never before, cursing everything. Lucifer pushed off the ground and flew away, trying to escape. The Lord extended his hand using his divine power. A sphere of space formed around the body of the flying Lucifer. The Lord clenched his fist. An angry Lucifer cursed and insulted Iris, shouting it to all hell. A moment later, the sphere of space exploded, shattering Lucifer's body into tiny particles. Ivan and Shuhei stood next to each other, looking in surprise at Nozdok's body. Nozdok was sitting on his knees, unconscious. Shuhei and Ivan looked back when Drow said that he had killed Apostle Nozdok. Drow approached the group holding part of Kalted's head in his hand. He said that now Nozdok would fall asleep for the next 100 years. When Shuhei approached Drow and asked how he knew about his location, Drow raised his hand as a hint for Shuhei not to ask about it. Drow abaixou a cabeça para pensar. Drow se aproximou de Isabela e agachou-se diante dela. E disse que cuidaria dela. Drow levou a mão à ferida de Isabela. Depois que Drow passou a mão na ferida de Isabela, desapareceu completamente. A xamã ficou chocada, ergueu a cabeça. Olhando para Drow, disse que ele reverteu o tempo aos olhos de Isabela, e gradualmente ela se recuperaria. Apesar de ela ficar inconsciente, o xamã surpreso olhava para Drow. Perguntou como ele poderia fazer algo assim. Xiaowei, com as mãos atrás das costas, aproximou-se sugerindo que ele se lembrava de quem realmente era. Drow virou a cabeça, falando sobre o núcleo do dragão senhor dentro de seu corpo. Drow apresentou Lúcifer como quem absorveu o núcleo de Satanás para se tornar o governante do mundo demoníaco. No entanto, ele não conseguiu domá-lo, tudo foi por causa da presença no coração de Satanás. Entrou em conflito com o anteriormente obtido, o do Senhor Dragão. Drow, abaixando a cabeça, disse como Lúcifer foi dividido em duas partes, e ele colocou o núcleo do Senhor Dragão, ele mesmo, do Xiaowei, que estava mágico. Ficou chocado, mas ainda perguntou o que Drow quis dizer ao falar de seu outro eu. Drow endireitou-se e olhou para você, dizendo ser a outra metade de Lúcifer. Xiaowei pareceu irritado com Ivan, quem gritou e interrompeu a conversa, perguntando se Drow era o capanga de Lúcifer. Xiaowei, ao lado de Ivan, eles pediram a Drow por ajuda. Drow olhou para Xiaowei sem falar nada no início. Então, olhando para o céu, coberto de nuvens, Drow contou como Iris lhe explicou tudo. Isso havia acontecido no mundo desde que veio a este mundo. Ele perdeu a memória e ela disse, isso era uma parte importante do seu jogo de longo prazo. Os olhos de Shu se alargaram antes de perguntar sobre o plano de Iris. Neve, sentada ao lado de Drow, ouviu Drow contar como sua personalidade vazia encontrou-se com Isabela e Lucas, e graças à sua estadia com eles, sua consciência estava cheia de outras ideias e desejos, não os que Lúcifer gostaria de ver nele. Queimado, imóvel, olhando para Xiaowei, ele disse, portanto, ele consideraria mais correto permanecer ao lado das pessoas. Exatamente essa foi a conclusão a que ele chegou. Xiaowei, ao lado de Ivan, perguntou a Drow, que estava do outro lado, por que ele decidiu fazer isso. Xiaowei abriu a boca, surpreso, quando Drow dizendo que Lúcifer impôs sua vontade nele. Mas Iris deixou a decisão final para ele, dando-lhe liberdade de escolha. Drow lembrou de Iris em pé diante dele e mostrando-lhe que era humano para escolher seu próprio caminho. Xiaowei fechou os olhos e coçou a nuca, surpreso pelas ações de Iris. Apesar disso, ele ainda tem uma opinião ruim dela. Drow e Xiaowei exclamaram, olhando para Lucas, que de repente se levantou, ficou sentado, ignorando as perguntas de Shu sobre seu bem-estar. Um pequeno rugido veio de sua garganta.
Ivan colocou as mãos nos quadris, olhando para Frei. Acusou-o, dizendo que assim que começaram a ter problemas, ele dormiu. Frei inalou o ar frio, que não se movia nem um centímetro. Shuei ficou sério, e ele estreitou os olhos, alertando os outros. Mana cercou o corpo de Frei. Seus olhos brilharam e seu cabelo começou a enrolar. Frei ergueu a cabeça e gritou como uma besta. Frei apareceu instantaneamente em frente a Shuei, chutando no rosto. Shuei virou-se e voou pela frase de Frei, que o levou. Ivan, que estava por perto, assistiu à fuga de Shuei, virou a cabeça e gritou. Ao perguntar o que ele fazia, Frei permaneceu parado. Seu cabelo se agitava pela enorme quantidade de mana. Frei, com as mãos abaixadas, olhou para Ivan, dizendo que o mataria, destrua-o. Frei começou a gritar loucamente de novo. Frei atacou Ivan e agarrou sua mão com os dentes. Ivan tentou afastar Frei com a outra mão, indagando se um cão com raiva o mordera. Drow, standing aside, gritou para Ivan que Frei havia entrado no mundo divino. Ao ascender, ele não conseguiu manter a sanidade. Apenas o instinto de destruição falou nele. O grupo inteiro começou a se aproximar de Ivan, querendo ser Fredo. Frei estendeu a mão para o xamã, tentando atacá-la com um gesto de mão. Frei mandou o corpo do xamã voar, correndo em direção ao outro alvo. Frei o guiou como um animal selvagem. Frei pulou em Drow, pronto para mordê-lo como Ivan. Mas ainda, no último instante, Frei chutou o Drow, caindo seu corpo no chão. Ivan levantou o punho para golpear, tentando acalmar Frei. Foi atingido por um golpe, mas acertou apenas o ar. Afinal, Frei pulou no AJ pronto para atacar Ivan. Frei pousou diretamente em Ivan e o esmagou no chão com o pé. Rápido, todos os prédios da área foram destruídos e se transformou em ruínas. Neve estava inconsciente no chão. Até Drow e Ivan estavam inconscientes no chão. Shuei, no corpo de um golem, como aconteceu, é misterioso. Mas também estava inconsciente e apenas frisou. Apenas os corpos imobilizados de seus antigos companheiros. Ele se ajoelhou, dizendo palavras loucas sobre submissão. Frei, agachando-se, disse que destruiria tudo e subjugar todos. Shuei, ao que parece, ele não estava inconsciente. Ele ergueu a cabeça e pediu a Lucas para acordar. Os olhos de Shuei alargaram-se, a boca dele se abriu ao ouvir a voz do Senhor, alegre com o retorno seguro ao corpo de Lucas. Os lábios do Senhor se esticaram em um sorriso assustador. Shuei olhou surpreso para o Senhor, que chegara. O Senhor ficou em frente a Lucas, com as mãos atrás das costas. Lucas ficou novamente furioso, olhando para o Senhor. Começou a gritar, alto e furiosamente, a mão ao redor dele ardeu. Shuei, que assistia de lado, começou a gritar para impedir Lucas. Mas Lucas não ouviu e atacou o Senhor diretamente.
Shuhei shouted,
gritou,
using
usando toda a
all his
força,
strength
pediu
to
a Lucas
ask
para
Lucas
parar.
to stop.
Sangue
Blood
jorrou
sprayed out
em
in
todas as
all
direções.
directions after
Depois que
Shuhei
Shuhei gritou,
screamed. The
o Senhor
Lord pulled
afastou a mão de
Lucas's
Lucas
hand
com uma
away
mão
with one hand, and
com
with
a
the
outra
other
perfurou no
pierced him
estômago.
through the stomach. With
Com
a
sorriso
crazy
louco no
smile
rosto.
on his face, he
Ele
said that
talvez
perhaps
disse isso.
now
Ele
he
pegue
will
o que é
take
seu.
what belongs to him.
Shuhei
Shuhei
se
was
aproximava do
crawling,
Senhor,
approaching
rastejando,
the Lord, but
mas
suddenly
parou.
stopped.
De repente,
Shock
choque e
and
horror
horror
se
were
refletiam em
visible
seu
on
rosto.
his face.
Tudo
Everything
era
was
exatamente como
exactly
antes.
the same as then.
Vendo o
Looking
Senhor
at the
sorrindo,
smiling
e Lucas,
Lord and Lucas, who
que
had
caíra ao
fallen
chão,
to the ground and was
agora
now
ele
coughing
tosseva
up blood,
sangue. Ela pode
Shuhei
perceber
realized
que
that
nenhum
no
esforço,
amount of
talento,
effort, talent, courage, or faith
fé
would
ajudariam
help
alguém
anyone in the
diante
face of an
de
absolute
ser
being.
absoluto.
The
O Senhor
Lord began
começou a
to
rir
laugh
sem controle,
uncontrollably, realizing
percebendo
his
a
head.
cabeça de todos
All
os
of
amigos
Shuhei's
e camaradas
friends and
de Shuhei
comrades lay on
estiveram
the
no chão,
ground,
incapazes de
unable
se
to
mover.
even move. And
Apenas o
only the
Senhor ficou
Lord
de
stood
pé.
on his feet. The
O pesadelo
nightmare of
daquele
that
dia,
day that
há 4.000
happened
anos,
4,000 years ago
repetiu
exactly
exatamente,
repeated.
terminando a
This
terceira
ended the
temporada.
third season.
É
That's
assim que o
how
vídeo
this video
termina.
ends.
Se
If
você
you have
assistiu
sat through
até o
to the
fim,
end,
não
please
esqueça de
don't
clicar
forget to
no
press the
botão
subscribe
de
button
assinar e
and
deixe
leave
seu feedback.
feedback.
Até o
See
próximo
you in
vídeo.
the next video.